Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Bluesfest is back. Here is why that matters. The Cat Empire, Vika and Linda, the living end and festival devotees, tells us why the return of the Easter festival means so much. Whether you're an eager music lover, a big-name artist, or just a ragtag bunch of up-and-coming musicians, most people have a strong memory of their first experience at the revered Byron Bay Bluesfest. When we first played here, we were an unknown band, playing at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The Cat Empire's Harry James Angus tells JS San Rowe. The stage was called the Jambalaya stage, not the big, main stage, and there was no one in the tent. There were a few people sitting right at the back of the tent, which was a long way away, eating their fish tacos and stuff on the hill. We had this thing back then, because we were always the unknown band. I just had to play my trumpet as loud as I could. And that worked really well. You start playing the trumpet really loud and people came running. I remember starting with no one, and finishing on this triumphant high of communion with the audience. It is just one of those crowds, every year. Bluesfest is not the first music festival to return since COVID began to wreak havoc in March of 2020. Its return is significant, though. What makes Bluesfest vital? The festival, which began in Byron Bay in 1990, features on the bucket list of music lovers of all persuasions. What I love about Bluesfest is that we're all in it together, Vika Bull says. Isn't it like a young people's festival? It is everybody. All walks of life, all different types of tastes in music. Vika and Linda have played the festival many times and seen it evolve into the massive, international renowned event it is now. Watching it get bigger and seeing people come back year after year, it is lovely, Linda Bull says. They have such loyal people that come and camp and hang out and enjoy the music. It is just wonderful. They obviously feel comfortable, Vika adds. And that makes us comfortable. Unlucky timing has meant Bluesfest faced COVID-enforced cancellations in 2020 and 2021. This extended gap means music lovers' appetites are especially voracious. By Good Friday, the second of the festival's 5 days, the festival is in full swing. The first thing that hits you once you arrive on site is the smell. A heady combination of freshly cut grass that is not so slowly turning to squelchy mud, and a cornucopia of different food smells that don't so much clash and meld together. The sound comes next, far-off strains of reggae, blues, and rock, mixed with the chatter of the tens of thousands of eager music fans scurrying from stage to stage. It is not until you approach one of the tents that sound of a particular artist comes into focus. A lot gets packed into these seemingly mundane sensory cues. Every squelch of mud underfoot calls to mind a moment from a past festival, or a mash of memories that sit in the heart and the gut. Every new Bluesfest is also an opportunity to make new memories. Festival fans Andrew and Sam Pinchin were set to attend Bluesfest in 2020 before its last-minute forced cancellation. In the 2 years since, they had their first child, Jack, who joins them at the event this year. I got a bit emotional yesterday, to be honest, standing at the first set that we made it to, Sam says. I think the combination of a couple of years without festivals and that having been such a huge part of my life. And then having Jack here with us, it has just been awesome. The audience enthusiasm is not lost on the artists playing. I think everyone is really excited to be at a show seeing music. Georgia Mooney of all our Exes live in Texas says. No one is really believing that it is happening until it begins, because it is still all on a knife's edge. I saw a woman run to the bathrooms during our set, in the middle of the pouring rain, just smiling, bandmate Katie Wighton adds. That is when you know that you've missed a festival, when you are running to a portaloo in the pouring rain with a massive grin on your face. Getting back to work. The return of events like Bluesfest is not just a relief for those of us who love the experience of live music. Artists are just as excited at having the opportunity to get back to work. On stage, artists beam at the sight of big crowds again, and can't resist showing their excitement or relief at being back. Standing out on stage at a big festival after just not really doing anything for 2 years is more overwhelming than I expected it to be, Wighton says. Peter Garrett's first words to the crowd during Midnight or Less headlining set are simply, "We finally made it. You finally made it," before reminding the enormous crowd of the plight of the arts through the pandemic. Midway through his emphatic and energetic set, Briggs laments,